Going with the flow means being adaptable, accepting, and embracing whatever circumstances are unfolding. It means knowing how to use those circumstances effectively, with value, and not being trapped by what has passed or what is yet to come. I remember back when I was just a young novice, about 12 years old. I would occasionally go to the temple to do manual labor during the summer. One thing that remains vivid in my memory is a phrase written by the abbess herself on a blackboard in the visitors' hall. I memorized her words then, and they have stayed with me on my path of cultivation ever since. As students of the Buddha, we must be aware of the present situation and the current times, find joy in favorable circumstances and contentment even in adverse ones. When sick, live with the sickness. When at peace, live in peace. Wherever you stand, find peace of mind. Therefore, why strain yourself by gazing at distant mountains? In times of danger, do not weep. In victory, do not laugh. Without complaint, without blaming fate, remembering the world is filled with suffering. Remain steadfast in mind, steadfast in purpose, steadfast in heart. My friends, to attain enlightenment, to become a person of great understanding, great freedom, great compassion, we must conquer our own minds. We must master the mind that clings to favorable conditions, the mind that resists and hates difficult situations. We must train it to accept and live joyfully in both circumstances. For this asterisk is asterisk the nature of life itself, favorable, then unfavorable, unfavorable, then favorable. If we are constantly fighting, resisting these adverse conditions, we will be fighting our whole lives, suffering endlessly. And if we are always chasing after attractive, favorable conditions, we will get trapped within them, unable to maintain our energy, our composure. Even if we attain what we desire, we will lose all freedom, peace, and happiness. Therefore, we can avoid being knocked down by life's changes and fluctuations only when we achieve the ability of going with the flow. And today, I wish to emphasize an element of utmost importance in going with the flow: immutability. That is, we can adapt to circumstances in order to live, to seize advantages, or to resolve difficulties. But there is one crucial condition: we must be immutable, unchanging in our essence. Before and after confronting the circumstances, we still maintain our composure, our energy, our moral qualities, or a peaceful mind. Remember that the quality of our soul is what truly matters. Our core values, the things outside, no matter how appealing or how dangerous, are secondary, merely means to an end. When the matter is finished, completed, the heart does not cling. It is empty, light, as if nothing had ever happened. In Buddhism, we call this acting without action, working without working. Even though we take actions, create, confront circumstances, and adapt, we are not trapped by those objects or circumstances. We do not cling to our own efforts or our own achievements, because before we do those things, we already have other sources of life. We can create our own joy, our own happiness. We do these things, perhaps, because we want to create additional conditions for happiness, or because we want to find a safe path through the difficulties that are unfolding, or because of responsibility, because of love, not because we have no happiness. An asterisk on our asterisk, searching for happiness, searching for a reason to live. With such a spirit, we can hope to achieve the ability to be going with the flow and immutability, though seizing favorable conditions and solving difficulties. We still remain who we are. We still hold on to our core values, are still joyful, happy, and still loving life and loving others. Of course, we can choose to avoid circumstances if we feel truly weak, depleted of energy, easily affected and knocked down. That is not cowardice or giving up, but a wise action, knowing our own limitations. That is what Buddhism calls doing nothing, while seemingly doing much, creating nothing on the outside, but building and developing within. However, we cannot hide or retreat forever, because we have many responsibilities. many duties, because we have chosen a great path, because we want to spread many good values to society, or simply because life requires us to earn a living, to move, to work, to interact. Therefore, we must appear. We must face all circumstances, doing much as if doing nothing. Work like play. Be the master of your work, not letting work master you. So how can we achieve that ability of going with the flow and immutability? Look back, see if, in the past, when facing changes, we have been able to be adaptable or not. And if we have been adaptable, then look at yourself again. Have you remained the same, or have you disappeared? After the pandemic, we will have to face many consequences left by it. The severe crisis in the economy and in people's mental health. Before such difficult circumstances, are we being swayed, or are we remaining still? If we feel truly unstable, very anxious, and fear the path ahead, if we are unable to peacefully enjoy life or express our innate noble qualities, like love, compassion, dedication, and sharing with the community, then it means we were not strong enough to pass through the storm safely and unharmed. It means we were either not able to go with the flow, or we went with the flow but failed to maintain our essence. If you are not strong enough to be going with the flow and immutability, then do not force yourself to be going with the flow. Do not rush to solve all the difficulties. Leave them. Allow yourself to grow stronger. Then return to solve them later. Do not embark on plans or projects that are beyond your reach. Instead, focus on building core values and inner strength. Accumulate knowledge and experience from those who have walked the path before, either through direct contact or by reading their work. Wait until the conditions are ripe, and then start doing. Do not blindly reach out, hoping for the best. If you know you are losing control and do not stop, you will regret it later. Whether you succeed or not is unknown, but the state of our soul has fallen to a very low level, and it will remain stuck there. If not depressed, then you will become a hollow person, or someone with a dry, heavy, troubled soul. What meaning is there left in life then? So, how can we go with the flow and still be immutable? First, our inner strength must be greater than the pressures of the circumstances. Our endurance must be greater than the difficulties that are unfolding. Second, we must have knowledge, skills, and accumulated experience. Third, we can find happiness from many different sources, not just from one object or circumstance. Especially, find happiness within yourself, with the bearing of someone who is happy, with the composure of someone overflowing with energy. There is nothing to fear in going into adversity or a storm, and there is no risk of becoming corrupted. One must truly be conscious and skilled in observing and guarding the soul, to be able to reach the level of doing as if playing. And one of the most important elements that helps us become immutable in the face of change is ... calmness. Calmness is not being hasty, not being impulsive, and not reacting immediately to unexpected, adverse events. Calmness is not being overly excited or infatuated with things that are pleasing, attractive, or favorable. Calmness is pausing to allow all emotions to subside, giving way to wisdom and reason. Calmness is also an opportunity to reconsider whether we should choose to confront the situation or retreat. Living calmly may sound a bit old-fashioned, a message that may not resonate with young people accustomed to a fast-paced life filled with opportunities, goals, and dreams. But in truth, only with calmness, by taking a step back, can we select the most suitable opportunity and avoid paying a higher price. Only with calmness, by slowing down a bit, can we find wise solutions that consume less energy, harm others or the environment less, and still lead to success. Moreover, in the current volatile context, living calmly is an essential method to minimize the risk of danger or harm to health, and to resolve excessive stress and anxiety about the global economic recession. Living calmly does not mean being indifferent, unconcerned, or inactive. Rather, it's an attitude of living slowly but surely, ensuring every action is carefully considered. It means not being easily agitated by the mind and not becoming easy prey for economic or psychological crises, especially after recent events. It can be said that never before have we needed calmness to live, to think, and to act as we do now. Because in times of danger, we can easily make regrettable mistakes. One misstep can lead to eternal regret. However, calmness is essential to being immutable. Each time we confront adversity, if we remain calm to observe and clearly understand our inner self, if we consistently recharge our energy to the fullest, then we can overcome any difficulties or obstacles. Calmness is also the foundation for awakening and wisdom to arise. Without calmness, we will suffer many consequences due to our own rashness. Living calmly also means living deeply in the present moment. Then, whatever comes will come. We will find ways to solve things later. Be happy now. Don't wait until all difficulties have been solved. If you wait, that day will surely be difficult to come. It may never come, because the difficulties in this life will never end. In truth, living calmly is going with the flow, understanding the unfolding conditions, and transforming them into masterpieces or valuable works, without regretting the past or waiting for the future.